just got that. And for some reason it like turns down all my other sounds. I'll call game back after this game because I don't want to listen to that noise. That was horrible. This push is getting destroyed though. The Wraiths are doing so much damage, and I mean Patrrron is the only one to blame here. I mean, he saw Wraiths, he made a push that didn't have any air, and now he's losing all his tanks to some Wraiths. So Patrrron, I mean Terra has his third coming up now. Meanwhile, Patrrron has no third command center in production anywhere. It seems like he's really kind of all in with this push. Not all in, but he's committed to it. He's committed to this. I don't want to say all in, because I really don't know enough about TVT to actually call what is all in, but he's really committed to pushing, and the Wraiths are just like, no, you will not push, and that's that. Like, yeah. He's attempting to push again, but the Wraiths have found him, and they should be able to deal with those two Goliaths. He's got about 7 Wraiths on the field now, assuming he gets cloak and does a bit of micro. Haven't really seen any Wraith micro yet. I'm looking for like an SCV to be stacking with, and I can't find one. Yeah, I think he's not actually stacking at all. Yeah, it's kind of sloppy. I think that if you're going to use air units, you may as well use them to the maximum capacity. I don't know why there's a tank there, but it's about to have a really bad day. Oh, poor guy. Patrrron has +1, by the way, and there's no upgrades at all. Only just coming out. Yeah, so Patrrron is finally finishing his expansion here. Put him on even bases with Terra. That being said, he's sort of behind economically. But these Wraiths, for the good they've done, right now are really kind of just not really doing anything at all, which is pretty disappointing. Patrrron has a really significant supply lead, considering there's like 10 supply of useless Wraiths. I think Patrrron is something like 40 supply behind if you just don't include the Wraiths in that, which isn't great. I think Patrrron's kind of given up. Sorry, Terra is 40 supply behind. I think Patrrron's kind of given up on this idea of pushing. He had this idea in the mid-game of just pushing for a win, but he really just executed it really poorly. You know what's interesting is that a lot of Patrrron's supply is in these kind of supplementary units. Meanwhile, Terra just has a fuck ton of tanks. And now he's doing what's... Oh, look at this. He's doing a really good job of actually, setting up tanks, which are siege. Whereas Patrrron is just kind of moving around the map kind of nervously. So there's going to be a drop here. I don't know whether he might try to elevator into the main or whether he's just going to try and bust the front by bombing the tanks. Yeah, okay, it looks like an elevator. I assume he'll drop here and go back and get the rest of his army and siege behind. And this is going to be really tough to deal with because of how spread out Terra is by moving half his tanks over here. He's going to have some really sick Wraith micro or just overpower it with lots of tanks. I kind of feel like, yeah, okay, so he's committing to this elevator right now. Basically sending in all his army into the back of Terra's main. And armory's going to go down, but he did actually research +1, so that's right. Yeah. Not looking pretty for Terra at all. He's 50 supply behind, he has tanks showing his main, he's supply caps. And he has no real way to deal with this push. He has tanks, he doesn't have any dropships that I can find. Yeah, I don't even have a starport. Oh wait, he's got a starport obviously, but no dropships to really kind of try and bust this push out. His only real chance is just kind of either giving up the back half of his main, just saying, alright, well I'm minded out, whatever, just take it and I'll rebuild my factory somewhere else. Or trying to just bust it down with pure might, but you can't really bust, 8 tanks. You need like a lot of Wraiths, you need something. You can't just have tanks and break that. Patrron's looking fairly... Wow. Whoa, 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 whoa. Alright. So, a lot of idle SCVs there. Looks like Patrrron has finally realized that there's actually a lot of tanks here protecting a base. Taking both these expansions down here. I think he can afford to take that as well, considering he's got a whole lot of tanks right there. Yeah, it looks like Terra's just giving up the back of his base. He did lose a lot of tech and depots and shit that he's having to rebuild over here. But, you know, he's okay. He's still kind of dead though. Basically, he's going to have to do everything he can to hold on to this here, because right now, because Patrrron is able to just kind of creep up into his main, he'll be able to just push down this stuff, and he's got dropships here ready to do that. And the raids are ineffectually doing enough. And why do you drop there? Alright, so the raid's kind of spooking and dropping early, even though it was actually just 2 raids. And that's actually, I think that's actually saved him here. If those dropships had actually got in here with that payload, I think he'd be pretty fucked. He's lost the command center here, and as a result, he's lost some scans, which isn't fantastic. Whoa. So right now, Patrrron has essentially 2 mining bases, one of which is about to be mined out. He can't really transfer SCVs here. Oh, actually no, he can. Wraith's just doing scouting now. I really feel like he could have committed to this Wraith play a bit more. Oh no, it looks like Patrrron's actually going to siege up on the batteries now. He's reinforced his push with even more units. And this, yeah. So basically Terra now, all he's got is what's on the field. And if Patrrron can bust this in the time it takes for these factories to just get over somewhere and land and start producing tanks again, there's really nothing that Terra can do, and that's going to have to be the game. You could say it's over right now. I think Patrrron looks fairly superior to Terra right now, but it is TVT, and these things take time, so... Terra is... Okay, so he's getting this base here, which was weakly defended. That's fair enough. It really feels like Patrrron is really committing to just winning the game right here. He doesn't really want to have to bother about underreading this stuff, and he's actually building factories over here too. I feel like he's being a little bit hasty here, even. But he's completely destroyed the main and natural of Terra, so Terra is now a refugee town. And this command center is going to die. There's nothing he can do to save that now. Unless he brings an SCV like right now, even then the SCV will die with tanks, so... Looks like Terra's actually pretty happy. He's just like, alright, well, you know, I mined out that main and that natural's pretty much dead. I'll just rebuild. Just rebuild. It's pretty cool. It just seems like, you know, Patrrron is just spreading all over... Oh my god, it survived. Wow. At the same time, because Terra has managed to secure these 2 gases, that's going to be huge in what happens to the rest of the game, because, I mean, you know, Patrrron here, he just has these 2, like, you know, mineral-only expansions, which really don't matter that much in TVT. You know, most of the gas is gone from here. I assume that it's pretty much all gone from here, considering they started with 2,000. And, Patrrron, ever being impatient, just wants to get this game over and done with. Basically trying to sandwich Terra, but he's kind of neglecting this base here. I think he'd be better off just spending his resources just killing this shit. You know, forget about this almost mined out base and a couple of factories. And wow, okay, so Terra's actually reproduced a few raids, and it looks like Patrrron forgot he has a G key again and has mass vultures again. Interesting that he hasn't actually added any factories since probably like the 10-minute mark of this game. Still just on 2 add-ons, which, I mean, vultures are kind of cool, but when it comes to this kind of fight, when there's lines of tanks like that, vultures just can't catch them at all. what's interesting to note too is that Patrrron has plus 2, which is a really vital upgrade in TVT because you start 2-shotting attacks and 1-shotting vultures because you do 75 damage when sieged. So yeah. Looks like Patrrron's finally deciding to try and deal with his base, but kind of underestimating just how well defended his base is. And these Wraiths are really starting to get up in numbers, looking quite scary, really. If he can get that up, just like to maybe like 2 control groups worth, he can start overpowering, you know, sparse Goliath numbers, and this is a mistake. Oh god. Okay, so much for that. 1 Wraith survived because it managed to get out before the attack move command, I guess. I mean, Patrrron is in a commanding lead still. Doubling the supply of terror, but TVT. And Wraiths are pretty good when there's nothing to actually shoot at. I really feel like Patrrron could just use his money to put turrets everywhere. Just make the Wraiths have a harder time getting out, because right now they can do whatever the fuck they want. Even though Patrrron has almost complete map control. Okay, so that's a bit of overkill for a tank drop. A little bit. Then again, I guess he needs the Goliaths in case there's too many Wraiths. Denied that gas there. Looks like they can't see each other, I'm guessing. I'm pretty sure tanks shoot that far. I think if he moved out of the dropship, he'd be able to actually shoot that tank. Get the first shot. Something's dying somewhere. What is it? I heard something dying. I have no idea what the fuck it is there. Whew. So basically Terra can't mine from there. And it looks like Patrrron has claimed 2 of these gassy smokers. So let's see how many gas each person has. So 1, 2, 3, 4 gas for Patrrron. And we'll say we mined that gas. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gas for Terra. So potentially if he can, well, 4 gas, 5 gas, if he can keep this game going long enough, he can win. I'm not saying it's likely, but there is a chance here because he has that extra amount of gas mined that he can make more shit with gas and as a result win the game through virtue of just having more shit. Especially the Wraiths. I really think that he should have committed more to the Wraiths in general this whole game. It's like he's being more paranoid of Wraiths. I mean, has Patrrron even made an air unit this game? I literally don't think Patrrron has made an air unit after a couple of dropships. Like, what's the point? He's basically just doing these big ground pushes. Why are you building turrets? So Wraith's getting a bit of revenge there, but Goliaths with +2 killed them pretty fast. No upgrades to the Wraiths either. Here we go. So Patrrron's getting impatient again and just going for the big push. Has a lot of Goliaths now, which is something he needed earlier on, I guess. The Wraiths ineffectually just dying. And the tank line holds. So many tanks for Terra. So many tanks.